Atlantis was awakened to a Frank Sinatra song for the 6th day of the mission, a day dedicated to installing a shuttle docking port onto the end of the newly attached Destiny laboratory. Mission specialist Bob Kirby and Tom Jones, with assistance from spacewalk choreographer Mark Polanski, got into their suits for the second extravehicular activity, or EVA, of the flight. Mission specialist Marcia Ivins powered up the robot arm and moved it into position to grapple a shuttle docking port, pressurized mating adapter 2, that had been temporarily stowed out of the way on the Z1 truss during the previous spacewalk. After breathing pure oxygen and depressurizing the airlock, Kirby and Jones exited to begin the 99th spacewalk in American spaceflight history.
I think it's a great day to go into a spacewalk, so Beamer, when you're ready, I know the thermal cover is down, so you can go ahead and egress.
Jones climbed up to the Z1 truss, while Kirby moved to the end of the Destiny lab to remove a thermal cover on the port to which PMA-2 would be relocated. Using a pistol grip tool, a sophisticated power drill, Jones released the latches that held the docking adapter in place. Ivins then backed the adapter away while Jones watched on, giving Ivins a view through a camera attached to the top of his helmet. Ivins lifted PMA-2 away and in the direction of the docking module on the end of Destiny. As she inched it closer to the docking module, the 4 ready-to-latch indicators tripped, indicating that all was ready for mating. Commander Ken Cockrell then completed the initial bolt tightening via computer commands, and the robot arm was cleared to back away and assist in the remainder of the spacewalk. The spacewalkers then got to work installing thermal covers over the pins used to hold the lab in the payload bay, and hooking up a video signal converter for the lab. They also attached foot restraints and a slide wire along the side of Destiny to aid future spacewalkers. Ivins used the robot arm to assist the spacewalkers in the attachment of a payload and data grapple fixture on the lab. The PDGF will be used to attach the space station's robot arm to be delivered on an upcoming shuttle flight. Working briskly and ahead of schedule, the spacewalkers were able to do some power cable connections between PMA-2 and Destiny, and install a shutter and gearbox on the optical quality window on the bottom of the lab, giving the crew on board a great view of the spacewalk. Both tasks were originally intended for the 3rd spacewalk of this flight. During the EVA, Mission Control called the crew with some welcome news about a NASA robot ship touching down on an asteroid.
And Station Atlantis, Houston, good news again. The NASA team made history. 48 minutes ago, Near Shoemaker landed on Eros successfully, and signals show that the spacecraft is intact. And this message is especially for Tom.
That's fantastic, Gerhard. It's just really an amazing place for one of our spacecraft to be, and I hope we'll have some astronauts following to the asteroid in just a few years.
The station's control moment gyros, used for positioning the station without using precious propellant, were spun up and successfully tested by Mission Control. The spacewalkers cleaned up their work areas and returned to the shuttle's airlock, finishing a 6-hour, 50-minute sojourn outside. They then got ready for their sleep period. Overnight, Mission Control will continue the process of tightening the bolts to further secure PMA-2 to Destiny.
Patiently awaiting the arrival of the 2 astronauts, the hard upper torsos, the upper portion of the spacesuits that Tom Jones and Bob Kirby will be wearing for today's spacewalks. This a unique view inside the airlock itself, a location where they will climb into their suits for their final checkouts, pressurizations, voice checks, before the hatches are closed and this airlock is depressurized in preparation for the start of today's spacewalk. And Tom Jones now in the upper portion of his spacesuit with assistance from Mark Polanski, who once again will serve as the in-cabin choreographer for today's spacewalk. Inside Atlantis' airlock now we see Tom Jones and Bob Kirby, the two spacewalkers, with the in-cabin choreographer for this spacewalk, Mark Polanski. Mark Polanski is also the pilot of Atlantis' mission. And as the International Space Station moves into an orbital sunset high above the Middle East, a beautiful view of almost all of the components of the ISS.
Residual pressure and outgassing.
This is Mission Control Houston live from space. The International Space Station and the Space Shuttle's robotic arm now in motion as Marcia Ivins basically operating that arm remotely from the flight deck of Atlantis, preparing to maneuver that arm into position to capture the grapple fixture on the docking port that she temporarily stowed up on the Z1 truss element 2 days ago. That docking port destined today for its final location on the back end of the U.S. laboratory, and where it will serve as the future shuttle docking port for arrival of the future, the next several shuttle missions, including Discovery, which is at present on its way to the launch pad today for its scheduled launch to the space station no earlier than March 8th. And now this unique view from the tip of the shuttle's robotic arm as Marcia Ivins moves the arm into position, just coming into view the docking port. She is following a computer screen up on the flight deck on the closed-circuit television monitor as she approaches the point where the grapple fixture is located on the on this pressurized mating adapter, also known as a docking port for the space shuttle. And Marcia Ivins now, with the robotic arm under her control, grappling the fixture on the docking port, the black portion there in the right center of the picture. That docking port will be released